If you or someone you love has ever tried to find behavioral health support in Alabama and felt like you didn't know where to start, good news. We're here to talk about exactly that. We are here with part of the team at Vital Alabama. This is an organization behind the Connect Alabama app and one of the most comprehensive behavioral health resources in our state. Specifically today, we're here with Alan Hendrickson. And before we get started, tell me a little bit about yourself, Alan, and kind of what your background is and what your role is with Vital Alabama.
Okay. My name's Alan Hendrickson. I currently work at the Dothan Police Department in Dothan, Alabama. I am a person in long-term recovery. I've been, my sobriety date's August 3rd, 2015. So when we're looking at recovery and treatment and help, I have a personal reason to help people. And then mental illness has been in my family itself too.
So tell me, first of all, why is this app so important?
The app's so important because when people need help, they need to be able to reach out, and sometimes they don't want to talk to everybody about it. So they need a resource that they can go to that they can do in private, and the app is perfect for that.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about how it works.
Okay, so you first log onto the app, and there's no questions asked, and it doesn't tell where you're at as far as location. And then there's tabs that you pick: mental disorder, of substance, and so on. At the bottom of the app, you can find locations to get treatment. You can do self-screenings, and there's other, at the bottom of the app, there's other things that you can look at. Like, if you go to the app at the bottom, there's a tab for domestic violence. If you've been involved and say you want some help and you don't want to go public, there's eating disorders. So there's multiple different things that's on the app that you can look at.
Okay. So really, whatever you're struggling with, you can probably find some sort of resource for it on this app.
Yes. Speaking of finding resources, you can go on there and you can enter your zip code, and you can enter a mileage radius for your zip code, and it would tell you all the service providers in your area.
Oh, that's great.
If you're in crisis, you can go on there and look, and you can find all your crisis centers across Alabama. Currently, there are 6 across Alabama, and you can find those crisis centers or other resources near you by just entering your zip code and a mileage radius.
Okay, that's great. So tell me a little bit about who have you seen this app help?
So for me, I've seen it help people that I come in contact with in the public. It's very important for people to look at the app. So what I do is, say I go to a call and you're struggling with something. I want to show you the app if you're interested, right?
Yeah.
We have city phones, but my app is on my personal phone.
Okay.
That way I can take it out, show them, hey, I use it personally, and then go through the app with them while I'm on that call. So it gives them the ability to find additional resources after we leave. Again, some people need to take that first step and want help, but they don't want to admit it publicly. So they might be sitting there on the swing on the porch, and then they think about that app, and they can look at that app and start looking for help.
Yeah. Can you talk to me a little bit about how the treatment finder is different from just Googling?
So if you go on the treatment finder, the best part about it is, if you use Google, you just enter treatments, and then you got to go through there and try to find one that's close to you.
Right.
With the service provider locator on the app, you can enter your zip code and say you want to do a treatment for alcohol, but you want to do it further away from you because you don't want everybody to know you're in treatment.
Right.
You can enter a 100-mile radius, a 200-mile radius, and then it will give you all the providers in that area.
Okay.
Then you can click that provider and look at them more. Whereas Google, you would have to enter treatment, and then you have to go through and look to see where they're at.
Got it.
So it's a very good thing because it gives you the location and the radius that you're looking for.
That's great.
A lot of times when people are struggling, they may not have a vehicle, so they can only go 50 miles.
Okay.
So when somebody tells them about a treatment facility that they use, it may be 150. So taking away that hard part of locating that facility just makes that step a little easier and smoother.
Yeah. What are mental health screeners, and who would you recommend should use them?
Well, the mental health screener goes on and you enter questions about what's going on. And the good thing about the screener, as you're going through and it's asking the questions, if you do not fit what it needs, it stops asking the questions. It tells you that you may not need the help. It's just a recommendation. It's not you don't need to say, yes, I took this screen and now I don't need to do nothing.
Okay.
As you keep going, it will tell you at the end that you may need help in this area.
Okay.
So that gives the person that sometimes is wondering, do I need help? I'm having a hard time with eating. So you can go on there and go through the app and see if you are. Another good one is if you're on there thinking you might have a trouble drinking. You go on there and you go to the alcohol, you enter your age, whether you're male or female.
Yeah.
And then you start answering the questions.
Okay.
Say 3 questions in, and the app realizes you're not got a problem.
Okay.
It will tell you then.
Okay.
Instead of sitting there and going through 50 questions,
Right.
then getting results, it has the ability to give you the results
Goes
as
ahead
you're
and tells
progressing.
you.
So it
Okay.
saves you some time there.
Okay. So the screener is actually a part of the app itself.
Yes.
Okay. So I guess that part just requires that you're self-aware, right? And
Right.
honest about what you're really doing.
Honest is
Yeah.
the question. If you drink
Yeah.
every day, you drink every day.
Yeah.
If you want a true result, you have to be honest. And the only person that sees that is you.
Okay.
So
So
when
it's
you're-
totally confidential.
Yes, when you're using the app, it's yours.
Okay. What is the biggest misconception about this app that you've come across?
I think the biggest misconception is people in general,
Mm,
when they need to get help, they don't want to admit that they need help,
right.
whatever area that might be in, whether
Right.
it's substance, mental. Most families out there that have some kind of mental illness or substance abuse that has affected their family.
Yeah.
So it's nothing to be ashamed of.
Mhm.
We are human. We're each our own unique person.
Mm-hmm.
And during that is using an app like this, you can look at, hey, it's time to break this cycle for my family and do better for my family and
Yeah.
my community.
Yeah. So at the beginning of this video, you said you have been in recovery for a long time.
Yes.
Since 2015, I think you said.
Yes.
So can you tell me a little bit more just about your story and how did you get to a point of wanting to make a change? And then how did you find this app?
Okay. So I come from a broken home,
Mhm.
substance abuse, arrest, all your problems that you
Okay.
can have.
Okay.
I then began to say I wanted to help others, like most
Mhm.
first responders.
Mhm.
So I joined law enforcement, but in 99, when I joined law enforcement, there was not a lot of help for law enforcement. When you started having problems, you went to the fire and you drank a beer and you talked about it. And that's the way
Yeah.
you solved it.
Yeah.
You had to be tough. You
Right.
just suck it up, buttercup, right? As time rocked on, that caused me to be married 3 times to my current wife, and we fixed that. And that was my bad decisions. And I did not realize she was a good woman until after I had made too many bad decisions.
Mhm.
Once I got help, August 3rd, 2015, I then decided it was time to help others. So her and I teamed up, and we go across the country and speak about helping others. As I was doing that, we wanted to find resources across Alabama for first responders
Mhm.
and classes and bring training to Alabama. We began to do that and bring training. As we was bringing that training, I was introduced to a wonderful gentleman named Johnny Hollingsworth with crisis intervention training for the state of Alabama.
Mhm.
Johnny and I then spoke about different crisis training. Johnny introduced me to CIT, which is taught in 6 different regions, but all across Alabama.
Yeah.
It's broke up in regions. During that learning process, I began to learn things about VITAL,
Mm.
the 8-hour mental health aid class, some QPR, question, pursue, and respond answers for asking people if they're suicidal.
Okay.
So as I was trying to build programs and help first responders, quickly learned that a lot of the programs crossed each other.
Mm.
So that's how we got tied together to help crisis intervention. And then we started learning more about it. And then that's when we came across the app, started using the app. And like I said, the app is on my personal phone so that if I go to a call, I can show them I relate. I use this. It's not on my city phone.
Yeah.
It's my personal phone. And we love to share our story because sharing helps others.
Yeah.
Lets them know that everybody is struggling. Everyone has some type of struggle,
Mhm.
right? Not saying that you are having struggle with financials, but on an average morning, if you get ready to start leaving your home and a car pulls out in front of you, you get upset. We want to teach you how to respond, not react to that car pulling out in front of you and just ruining your day.
Yeah.
And so we began to understand that what we were doing would help everyone. So we started just working across the board to help anyone we come in contact with.
Okay, that's great. So I know that a crisis line directory is a part of this app. Can you tell me what that looks like and how it works?
Yeah, so the crisis line, when you go on the app and you click the locate crisis center, it says crisis centers. So then it gives you the phone numbers to each crisis center that's located across the state of Alabama.
Okay.
You can then call that crisis center and get help. A crisis center is a place that anyone can walk into and get help. You don't need insurance. You don't need all these other things. You can walk in there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week and say, I'm here, I'm having trouble. They will check you in and begin to treat you and see what kind of help they can give you.
Okay.
They're very nice centers. And they're for you. And the beautiful thing about it, unlike a behavioral mental health unit, if you're committed, you could stay 1 to 3 days.
Yeah.
The crisis center is your check-in. So if you get there and you decide you want to leave, you can leave at any time.
Okay.
The only time that you wouldn't be able to leave is if they realize that you were really in a crisis and not making good decisions.
Okay.
You could be ordered over to a hospital at that point, but then the crisis center would call the local law enforcement to come out and do an assessment and help look at it and see what's going on.
Okay.
We have a crisis center in Dothan, Alabama, and sometimes when they leave, they still need help. So they call our mental health officers or our crisis intervention training officer team, and we'll go out and speak with them.
Okay. And then I know there's also a speaker request feature in the app. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
So on the speaker request is you go in and you can request training or speakers. And when you do that, it will ask you what kind of speaker you're looking for. And then Vital can look at whether they have an appropriate speaker for your area. And then they will contact you about speaking at your event. So if you're having a mental health event in your city, you can go in there and try to see if they have a speaker in that area. So if you say you're talking about alcohol, you can put in there and they can look to see if they have someone available to send to your area.
Yeah. Okay. So you coming from a law enforcement context, can you tell me how the app is used just on a day-to-day basis in that situation?
Yes, ma'am. So I think if officers would learn that when they go to calls, that person is in some type of crisis. Right. So say, for example, and you go to a call and someone's window's been busted out of the house. They are going to have to pay for that out of their pocket. That $300-$400 window may be taking food off of. So if you start using the app and much as possible, it does not mean that you're a person's substance abuse or that they are eating disability, have a problem with eating disorder. It will just give them the ability to look, say, I'm not alone in this struggle. There are others struggle. And then they could go to the app and look through and see if there's something in the app that would help them with another problem. They may have an underlying problem that helps through the app. So I think it's very important that they show the app as much as possible when they go into calls. You go to a domestic violence call, and a lot of them's not aware that there is a section for domestic violence help in there, and it will give you the locations near you and the resources near you. So it's more than just substance and alcohol abuse. There is other abilities in the app.
If anything we talked about today is relevant to you, whether you're looking for help, you're supporting somebody who is looking for help or needs help, or you work in a space like this, the Connect Alabama app is free. It's available right now, and it's built specifically for Alabamians who are searching for a solution to a crisis. So we've been talking with Officer Alan Hendrickson today from the Dothan Police. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you.